This is where the fun begins.
Someone asked me to give the best reason why someone should read the Expanded Universe. After giving it a lot of thought, here's what I have to say. The Expanded Universe respects the reader. In the Expanded Universe, Luke Skywalker's optimism continues where it left off in Return of the Jedi. He's fulfilled hope to the galaxy just like Obi-Wan said he would, not like the Disney movies where he gave up on the Jedi or even the whole galaxy for that matter. The character you see in those movies is not Luke. Luke isn't a quitter. He's not a pessimist. He's a leader. He's inspirational. And he's always there for his friends in times of need. Another character is Han Solo. He's introduced to us in A New Hope as a loner, a man who cares only for himself and nobody else. But by the end of Return of the Jedi, that all turns around when he finally finds friends he can trust and a true love to spend the rest of his life with. And that's exactly what he does in the Expanded Universe. Han is a devoted husband and father to Leia and their kids. He loves his family above all else. In the new movies, Han turns out to be a selfish deadbeat dad who ran out on his family when things get tough. It's a complete 180 from the character that we saw from Return of the Jedi. Now, another thing the EU does is it rewards its readers. Attention to detail when it comes to continuity has never been done at such a level as when it was performed by the Expanded Universe. Avid readers will constantly be rewarded for their diligence as comics, novels, video games, and even children's books share connections throughout the entire series, making it almost a flawless, continuous story. And though it has its minor flaws, it's still the best overall story and continuity out there, period. That's what the EU does. It respects and rewards its readers. And that's the best reason you should give it a try. Long live the Expanded Universe.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. A spontaneous live here today. I am home alone. Family's gone. I had to work and there's other things I had to get done. So family is out of power. I am here and I thought, well, let's have a chat. I don't know how long we're going to stay on here, but I thought I would do a live with you guys. I was planning maybe doing painting live with you guys, but I don't feel like doing that this time. But I just wanted to come on in here and say hello to everyone and just update you with channel member ideas for the next listen party. And to remind everybody that today is not Star Wars Day. This is, and Jack of, Jack of all casuals took the words out of my mouth. This is basically the corporate's idea of using May the 4th be with you as a day, as Star Wars Day, basically, as Star Wars Day. And this used to be, pre-Disney, used to be a fan saying, you know, just out of fun. It was used. It's something that's older than Disney, basically. And I remember, I think we talked about this on the space scene before, on how, and I've talked about here on my channel, that when Disney first got the acquisition or first, bought Lucasfilm, they basically copyrighted May the 4th. And during that time, there were some fans that were using the saying for their own, fan art and products and stuff, our merch, and Disney went after them for that. So there was a controversy behind that. So that's why I don't care for even using May the 4th just out of fun as an old fan saying, because of that. They had taken that and bastardized it for fans and now are using it and brainwashing, the revisionist history here, brainwashing it as today is Star Wars Day. So it is this happy corporate property day. And I do have two member chats here. So let me get to the first one. SWA, what's up? May 25th is Star Wars Day. Mace is dead. Yes. All right. And let's see here. Darth Ghostface. I hope you'll get a panel for the Real Star Wars Celebration 2025 this month on the Gatekeepers Alliance channel. This month after you didn't get a chance to have one last year on Melvin's channel. Yeah, we'll figure that one out. I'm not too worried about that. Let me see who else is tuning in. Jim the Despot, hello. How are you? Thank you guys for jumping in and hanging out. This is very spontaneous. I just wanted to come in and shoot the shit with you guys, basically. Anakin Batsy, hey, OG, I can't stay long. I have to sleep soon. Hey, get your rest. Get your rest. This is spontaneous, you know, so you could be here, cool, as long as you can. If you have other plans, that's awesome too. Soul Assassins, Vato says, smash the like button, share the stream out. Yes, share the stream out, smash that like button, become a channel member. I'm going to talk to you about some perks. I have to change the options on the perks here. I'm trying to figure out again if I want to do a Patreon or what have you, but I want to be able to at least send out a monthly postcard or something like that to channel members. So I need to figure out how I can do that without compromising too much of your information and keeping it private just between you and I on shipping and stuff like that. So I want to find a way to do that on top of having listen and watch parties. So I've been producing a lot of Star Wars fan art and still have ideas because I want to do a broad range of the Origins series. Basically, it's called the Origin series. So you've seen my Son of Kifu and Mistress of Rat Attack, and then kimono. That's Japanese wear. Camino. Beroya, and that means Camino bounty hunter. So we have that, and then I have the Anakin, or not the Anakin, but Darth Vader pre-suit 5x7 that I'm getting ready to. They're dry now, so I should be able to scan them professionally and get them edited, so I can order prints. Which means that content will be put on my Redbubble. And then it will also be put on my website, my gallery website, so you can actually order professional prints or purchase the actual original yourself. So, but the originals, of course, are going to be a pretty penny, but that's how it is, you know. Originals with the time and effort, the planning, all of that, you have to count all that in for the factor. So, got a lot of things going on in my mind and still plugging away for my coming shows, the coming art shows, which means I'm doing other art pieces outside of Star Wars, which you will see in the gallery too, along with my Origins series. Anakin says, May the 4th, where the people pretend they like Star Wars for a day. You know, and one thing that spurred me to say, let me just go. I'm hanging out at the house by myself. I could be painting. Yes, I could be doing that with you guys while we chat. I'm going to do that just and put on some loud music. I just need to listen to some music later and just really engulf myself into some paintings. I was thinking about doing I have a little board that's smaller than a 5x7. So I think it's a 6x4. And I'm thinking about just doing Sith eyes. Now, whose Sith eyes should I do? Should I do Darth Talon? Should I do Darth Maul? You know, but I want to do some Sith or someone else. You guys let me know in the chat. But it's just going to be framed of the Sith eyes. So whoever it is, some of you guys might know who it might be, but just by looking at that. But I'm trying to figure out whose Sith eyes, yes, with the yellow, red rimmed eyes. Let's see here. And Darth Ghostface says, hey, Alora, just stopping by to say hi. Grizzy will be doing his next community stream in less than 15 minutes. Yeah, I think I remember him doing that, and I'm a channel member of it too. Like I said, this is spontaneous. So you go where you feel you need to be at. And crew, hey, how are you doing? Again, took the words out of my mouth about that. Thank you so much. Let's see here. And I read both of these. OG, Home Alone by the Code of the Hood that calls for a house party. Yeah. I remember those days. So much fun. I used to win a lot of the dance offs in the house parties. Friggin', it was fun. It was good times. Let's see. Home Alone. Do you have a bunch of traps set for burglars? You know what was crazy? Because I was home alone yesterday, last night, and of course today. And I'm laying, I slept on the couch for whatever reason. I don't know why. But I was laying on the couch and just almost asleep. And all of a sudden, like these bright lights were shining through like my studio windows because my curtains are open. And I was like, and it was like maybe almost midnight, something like that. And it's me and my cats, when no one's home. And I'm like, holy shit, what the hell? So that scared the shit out of me. So I went around the house to make sure all the doors that are exiting outside or into the garage were locked and stuff like that. So, and I had came from my friend's party. I went to they have their own outdoor specialty oven to cook like pizzas. It's a pizza oven, but pizzas, breads, all of that. It's freaking amazing. And so they made their homemade dough and stuff. We went over there and they chefed it up, made our own pizzas, awesome, sat back, talked, had a good time, shoot the shit, And towards the end, we were talking about paranormal shit. So that did not, and spooky shit, and then other crazy shit. So that conversation. So I come home and I'm chill. I'm feeling good. And get ready for bed. And I was like, I'm gonna watch a few things on the TV. And then I didn't want to leave the couch. So I just turned off the TV and crashed, waking up with the lights blurring through the window. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? I live on a reservation, you guys, if you guys don't know that. And sometimes there's tribal security along with the county sheriff chasing a fugitive or someone that's, fleeing them or whatever, or they're searching for someone. It's been really crazy activity lately for whatever reason. And so I'm thinking, oh shit, am I going to have someone run through my house? I've had that done before. This is why I was like, I'm gonna go check my doors to make sure we're locked. And we're a gun home too, so I'm not too worried about anything. But everybody was at bingo. This is going back in time when I was living at my father-in-law's. Everybody was at bingo, and the kids were in bed. And I'm sitting at the kitchen table, and I think I'm doing some beadwork or something like that. And I'm just chilling at the kitchen table, and it's late. And our neighbor, who lived at the time across the street from us, he was drugged up, what we call KJ. So it is basically marijuana laced with another type of drug. And he was just fucking out of his mind. He comes running through the house, almost naked, running through the house, saying some crazy shit. And then finally he ran out, and I was like, oh my God. And I was like thinking of going to get our S&W just to keep by myself. And I got a hold of everybody at the bingo hall and I was telling them what's going on. And, so I locked up the house and everything. So it's crazy shit. I'm not telling you, I've seen some crazy shit. All right. I'm like talking to you about like what's going on in my life, this crazy shit. But last night, after that, I was good. Finally, my nerves calmed and I was good, so adventures at OG Star Wars house, right? Chio, hey, did I say that right? Chio, I hope I said that right. Today's not Star Wars Day, but I will still say May the 4th. And that's what I'm saying. That was a fan thing because tomorrow is supposed to be the Sith one. It was just all out of fun. And the official Star Wars Day is May 25th. That's when the very first Star Wars movie ever came out. And it was just called Star Wars. There was no episodic name just yet. And there was no other hyphenated type name with Star Wars. It was just Star Wars in general. And the episode and the additional name came after right before Empire Strikes Back, or as it came, as the movie came out, when George wanted to do the episodic, type title of the movies. So that's a very interesting thing. But today, that's just a fan thing. It's not Star Wars Day, and I will not recognize it. And the person who made me decide to get on here and just shoot the shit with you guys and talk about this and give my 2 cents about what today really is, right? Is that a fellow powwow dancer. They were on Instagram, and they had one of the old OG Star Wars posters, and of course the background song is it's the classical song from John Williams, and basically addressed that real Star Wars Day is May 25th. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go online. I'm not doing anything right now. I'm going to go online and talk with my people here. Let's have a conversation. Let's just hang out and have some fun. All right, backseater. Here we go, boys. Yep. Oh, hey, CJH Entertainment Plus. Tongue twister. Why can't George make another THX or American Graffiti original film? I missed that, George. Star Wars took up all his time. I'm sorry, he's since retired and living the life with watching his daughter grow up and being with his wife. Neil, how are you doing? I don't think I've ever seen you here. I'm glad you're here with us. Hey everyone, I rewatched The Empire Strikes Back today. Still my favorite Star Wars film, and I have been reading Dawn of the Jedi comics. Oh, really? Cool. Okay, good stuff. Disney era, not canon to me. Oh, it's not canon. Sub to the gatekeepers. So once I don't have a date, or I just don't recall it, but it should be in a week or so, 2 weeks or something like that. Check it out. Gatekeepers Alliance. We'll have a whole new thing. We have a lot to talk about. A lot to share. And Scram, my wife and I spend today chilling and watching Star Trek Next Generation, not Star Wars. There you go. That's a way of like protesting the revisionist history that's going on today, right? With that being said, what is your favorite Star Wars movie? What is your favorite Star Wars movie? If you want to share your order from your most favorite, number 1 to number 6, go ahead and do that. So I want to see that in the chat. Let me see that in the chat. And I love that everybody's going to have a total different arrangement. And sometimes it's hard to place some of the movies because there's some that, like, to me, there's some that are so close into comparison of, like, you know, being in a certain spot. It's just hard. So that sometimes fluctuates for me. And that goes even with the novels. You know, like some people have been telling me, Laura, you need to do a top 10 of your favorite EU novels or something like that. And, you know, that's hard to do. I'm going to have to really sit down and do a video for you guys on that. But, you know, I'm not guaranteeing you that that's going to stay like that all the time with me. So by the time I decide to do it and compromise that top 10 list, but after I'm done doing the video, it's probably going to change again. I don't know. It's crazy. Let's see here. Yeah, check out my art. There you go. Camino OG. I know. I was like, Camino? No, that's the Japanese. That's the attire. Don't hurt me, Mr. OG. He's all good. He'd probably laugh at that too and tell me and say some crazy shit to me too. So it's all good. Anakin says, do you put your Star Wars prints in your shows as well? No, not really. I don't, but I could do some when they do community galleries or a community gallery, like they do it like every season. So like spring and winter or something like that, or fall and winter. I could probably do that. But I'd rather do original. I mean, these are somewhat original. I just don't want to fall into some copyright issues and stuff like that, you know? So like when it comes to that, I mean, I could say they're not for sale and just display my work. Oh, damn, this really popped down. Oh, there we go. Vader or Palps. I already did something like with Vader, but you could still see his face. So probably not Vader. I love Dark Talon, but to be fair, the Star Wars Legacy comics are my favorite Star Wars Legends comics. Oh, you mean the EU? Iconic. Mike says, hey, OG, still wiped out over the Tales of the Underworld anti-watch party, but it's worth it. You know what? I missed it last night. I totally disconnected from social media, and that is even on YouTube. So I knew that it was coming up. I knew he had it planned. I might have like said a hello in there before, or I might have popped on and said hello, and that was it. But other than that, I totally disconnected from social media in general. Took off my Twitter app on my phone. I'm going to re-download it and log back in tomorrow. So I have to log in here on the computer to do this now. But I just needed to have a reset, I guess you can say, a reset, because I knew all this shit was coming out. There's so much stuff going on. And, you know, and then people are like using Matt Walsh's like anti Revenge of the Sith to make and to grift off of, which I don't know why they're doing that in a sense. Well, I know why. I just said it, to grift, but he is not the standard of what Star Wars is. He's not someone I would go to look at for their opinion on the franchise whatsoever. So who fucking cares what Matt Walsh says, right? Who fucking cares? That's how I see that. That's why you guys don't see me do a reaction video. Oh, he hates da 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 da. Like, you know, like how they're doing anime. People were like, because Matt Walsh don't like anime either, or cartoons and stuff. So fucking what? So fucking what? His platform is all about the type of his politics, really, and what's going on. And there's things I agree with on him when it comes to politics. There's some things I don't. And I'll just leave it at that. Other than that, like for any type of pop culture, he's not the person to go to. So people just need to calm their tits. All right. SWA. Still wish we got KOTOR 3. Would have loved to see how the story would have played out. Yeah, I know, but it's kind of sad. It's kind of like, I wish we could have got this or that. But then when you look at the state of Star Wars under Disney, I don't wish that anymore. I honestly don't. But we can sit on that and, and contemplate and, and try to figure out how the story would have gone. Like that's even with the Sword of the Jedi, right? You can sit here and speculate, have fun, brainstorm, do a lot of what ifs, back and forth, kind of talk on what would have happened in Jaina's life during that time. And even Jagged, and if Ben Skywalker was going to be, and have a role in it too, because those three, Jaina, Jagged, and Ben Skywalker are the big three of that generation going forward before they get to the legacy comics of Cade and all them. They're the one that's setting up that one big space of timeline that has nothing there. That's theirs. Like what happened with and then you have Anya, or you have Anya Solo, or whatever her name is. How is she related to Jason? So we have an idea, and it's Alana, his daughter. But then what happened to her as becoming the queen of the Hapes, right? The Tumja, or whatever it's called. I probably pronounced it wrong. But so what happened to her? Like, did she step away from it? Did she not want that? Did she stay in hiding, or did she stay with her grandparents? Or, there's so many things you can play upon on that, And then Ben Skywalker, like, okay, so who did he get with? Because I'm sorry, I'm the person that's anti-Vistara. She betrayed them fucking big time at the end of Fate of the Jedi. So I don't see him taking her back, and I don't see there being any peace with anybody in the families for him taking her back and then forming a family. I don't see that whatsoever. And so far as we know it, the Skywalkers, like Cade and them, don't have the loss of the tribe Kesh blood or whatever. So as far as we know it. But, we don't. So there we go. I went through a whole what if with you guys right now. Let's see here. I installed noise traps. Oh, I think I'll watch a few Star Wars films on YouTube. Many of them are better than the corporate funded garbage Disney making now. Oh yeah, and which reminds me, we need to do a review on that Jar Jar Jargon's next episode, and check out the the Mace Windu, George, or the Sabayoth Mace Windu character. That's so fucking ridiculous. Holy crap. Jack of all casual says, definitely a good idea to invest into another archaic blaster. You never know when you need one. I know. We have that one. Oh God, I need to get that blaster commercial for Gatekeepers Alliance that Tim made. That would have been perfect to play right now. Damn, I missed opportunity. Shit. Oh well. But you guys, guess what? So we got past 3K and we're almost to 31K now. So it's like every single day, it's like 10, 15 new subscribers have been jumping on board with us here. So our George Lucas era community is fucking growing, and thank you guys so much. Let's see here. Wild Horse Productions. Oh, wow. Hey, what's up? How are you doing? First time I managed to hear you live. Well, I'm glad you are here. How are you? Let's see here. And good night, OG and chat. Good night, Anakin Batsy. And it says, thank you for always defending the OG series, by the way. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for jumping in and saying hello and stuff. Today it's Star Wars meme day, not Star Wars day. Vertical Horizons. Hey, what's up? Yeah. And I thought about sharing a few things on Twitter. Like I said, I don't have the app on my phone. I have to reinstall it. When I take a hiatus and just recharge, disconnect to recharge and stuff like that, so I can come back and be the boogeyman again to the Disney shills and all that. I delete the app, and but I keep my I don't do anything with it. I don't do anything with it on my laptop. But when I disconnect, I just put my laptop away, let it charge, all that. And plus, I've been busy the last couple of days anyway, so I didn't have temptations. But I thought about putting up some memes as hello, I'm back, kind of thing. So, all right. Cheo, okay. Cheo. All right. Well, the first pronunciation of your name, Che, in my language, Lakota, is a man's penis. Cheo. So Che. I'm not trying to embarrass you or anything. That's just what came to mind, because that's what it is. Daniel, thank you for keeping the real Star Wars alive. Hey, I'm trying. And by the way, this Thursday, since I believe this is the last Tuesday of Andor's 3 episode dump. That's what I call it. The 3 episode dump on Tuesday, right? So I think it's their last one. Is it? Do they have 3 or 4 of them? Someone let me know. Because on the last week, on that Thursday, the last week of Andor, that Thursday, we are going to get into Operation Skyhook. So how the Death Star plans were captured and who was all involved. How many plans were there and who was all involved? So we're going to get into that. But I think next week is the last drop, right? Let me know, you guys. I'm not really keeping track, but I know it's coming up. Andrew says, did those changes happen at the same time as the tractor beam switched from English to Arabic? No. I think the special editions. So if you're talking about the changes with the episodic numbers and stuff like that, that was around 1982-ish, 83. Let me see. Yeah, I still say May the 4th, but Disney just has ruined the fun of it out of it. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. They suck the fun out of it, but then those people who are doing it and get offended because I'm like, today's not actual Star Wars Day. Those are the brainwashed asshats. I'm sorry. That's what I'm calling them. They're the brainwashed asshats that know it's not the actual Star Wars Day, but they have to defend the corporates. Imagine that. Defending a corporation. Wow. And these are probably the same people who are like trying to defend a corporation, but then say not communism, saying capitalism is bad. Kind of ironic, isn't it? Very ironic. Primal Spartan, how are you doing? Thank you for keeping Real Star Wars alive. Thank you for hopping in and joining. Sub to Scran, yes, he puts up some very, very, very good informative bits of contents there. Goes into history about the EU, about what is canon and all that stuff. So go check it out. And then he has some very fun lives, and he has his conversation with the chat, whatever the topic is, and then he does a read along. Right now he's starting to finish up or close to finishing up Shatterpoint. So very good, bringing you content, bringing you the EU, and still having conversations with everybody. So very fun to go in and listen, participate, and even talk about the book he's reading, the chapter that he's reading if you read it before. Andrew says, my fave was Empire before I knew it was the best. All right. Happy Cinco de Mayo Eve. Yes, we're almost to Cinco de Mayo. That's right. Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, there's going to be some partying going on. My order is 4 to 4, 5, 3, 6, 2, and 1. Okay. Pretty cool. My favorite to least favorite: Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, The Phantom Menace, and Attack of the Clone. Wow. Okay. So you are going to hurt Blake's feelings. The Phantom Menace should have been number 1. You know better than that. You know better than that. Andrew says Star Wars wins by default. Okay. Number 2 is Empire, not Emperor. Number 3, Jedi. Number 4, Phantom. Number 5, Revenge. And then Attack of the Clone. Wow. I'm surprised that Revenge of the Sith is at one of your bottom ones. Jack of all casuals. Revenge of the Sith for number 1. Empire for number 2. 3 is A New Hope. 4, Return of the Jedi. 5, New Menace. New Menace, huh? And then 6, When Clones Attack. I love how you worded that. Very good. Very, very good. And you guys kind of see that I am just reading and going with you, chatting with you guys. This is what this is about. If you have any questions for me, feel free to do that. Okay. Josie, hello. When are we going to make Star Wars EU movies by AI? Oh, fuck. No, thank you. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of AI. I get the purpose and it can help in some directions with some things, but I'm not a fan of AI. Star Wars Grand says, I don't want EU done with AI. Just read the books and use your imagination. Bingo. Bingo. We got that. Let me see here. And I forget that I do have fun little clips here. Let's play this. Oh, you gotta love the Lando, right? Lando Calrissian. Here we go. And sub to Darth Melvin, Gatekeepers Alliance, and happy not Star Wars Day. The true day is May 25th. And hello, Double A. How are you doing? Happy to see you here. We have 76 beautiful souls here just jumping in, listening, participating. You guys are friggin' amazing. Thank you for hanging out. Matt Wash is a Dumbo and needs his eyebrows checked. He needs a lot of shit checked. That's all I gotta say about that. Bunch of crybabies doing it for views. The Star Wars theory of dropship coffee, especially. Oh my god! I know. I was like cruising through Twitter. It's like, Twitter's the cesspool, right? You got all kinds of shit going on and whatever. And I'm like, oh, so nothing's really changed over like the last almost 48 hours. But hey. I've seen new things and I'm like, oh, it's still the same, just a different grift going on this time. Derek says, I just got into the argument with Ted Jones, who tells me that CGI and Attack of Clone didn't age well. And I said, still looks better than modern CGI. If Now, people are not really being analytical. There's a lot of like emotional response lately. And especially in this modern days, people don't sit back and take time to let their emotions play out before they respond. They're just emotionally responding. And I can do that sometimes. But most of the time I've learned a lot. I'll sit back, especially getting into investigating when I was in investigations for the Gaming Commission. Um, is sitting back, listening, gathering information, having what I need in front of me, then to make my response. And by time I slow my shit down, I slow my roll down, let my emotions settle in, I can respond more coherently with facts and from the research I did, what have you. Today, they don't. Now, with the CGI thing, George Lucas was one of the, if not the major contributors, made major contributions to CGI at the time. And this was happening during the development of all three movies. ILM pushed a lot, like pushed the envelope basically, and experimented a lot, to where they were even used. ILM went out to help with one of the Lord of the Rings productions, like Gollum. They went out and helped with Jurassic Park. So ILM is not just for Lucasfilm. If you look at their filmography, like during pre-Disney, they had done a lot for other movies. George created a legacy. Lucasfilm is just the name of his company, I guess you can say, when creating like Star Wars and Indiana Jones and stuff. But his studio, like through ILM and stuff like that, has done a lot of production for other studios, a lot of help. And that's George's legacy, because he didn't want to be, ironically, he didn't want to be under corporate. He didn't want any type of studio to tell him what to do. He created his own little, I wouldn't say Hollywood, but his own production, and stuff, his own studio, moved it away from Hollywood, all of that, but still set the bar in fucking Hollywood. That's fucking brilliant. He's like, I want to be independent. And he did a lot of exploration. This man was like a genius at the time, connecting to whatever, getting all these ideas and rounding up the people he needed to get these ideas going. And so to say, oh, well, Attack of the Clones didn't age well, I think it's aging pretty good considering a lot of CGI, and like you said, a lot of CGI today. But all movies eventually are gonna age. That's just the way it goes. Technology will advance to something better. We couldn't imagine it would be like it is today, back when like the OT was coming out. We can only like try to imagine, but we didn't know the extent of it. So we don't know what the future is in store for the rest. Is it going to be AI? I hope not, but that's just, we'll see what happens. Mace Sabayoff. I know. I'm kind of behind on all these chats. I'm like trying to scroll down, and I go onto my little rants. Gabriel Knight is here, heir to the Pokemon. And let's see here, and smash that like button, you guys. The Vato said so. Tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo. You have any plans, Soul Assassin? And solar, how are you doing? I hope I said that right. Slow and steady wins the race. Boogie boogie boogie. Oh, now I got that song in my head. OG teaches us new curse words. Nice. You know me, you guys, I'm real. I'm not gonna hold back. Wait, what? I come back and OG still crazy words. Say crazy words already. You took off and came back. You know me. Too much peyote. Oh no, you did not go there. You did not fucking go there. But honestly, I've never had that. I've never had peyote. So I'm sorry. I kind of broke your stereotype. I'm so sorry. I never had peyote. I've never been to Native American church to have that and been in the ceremony. So I can't really, can't really say, yeah. People like the Clone Force 97 crew, bunch of crybabies. So what just came? What was it just came out that Melvin watched again? What was it? The Underworld, Tales of Underworld, right? So you guys, how was it? I have to go back and rewatch his watch party. I don't know. How was it? I haven't really seen anything yet of it in Twitter, but like I said, I didn't really fully scroll, but I did see some stuff pop up, but not necessarily that. Raging Rhino, hey, what's up? It used to be fun to say Happy May the 4th, but Disney has made it completely insufferable and annoying. I agree 100%. And I was just saying that earlier when I began the live stream. This used to be a fan, like just a fan made up saying, because of how the play of the words, right? And then once Disney bought Lucasfilm, they got the copyrights. A lot of bullshit happened to where they even went after fans for using it on their merch and stuff. So a lot of shit happened like in the beginning. And now these stupid fucking idiots who are basically the sheeple for Disney, Star Wars, Disney Lucasfilm, will now say, oh, May the 4th be with you. Happy Star Wars Day, thinking that today is the day Star Wars came to life, came to fruition. And that's not the case. It's May 25th. So I get that it was fun at the time as fan saying, play with words. Now Disney totally made it into a corporation saying, and it just sucks the life out of it. It's just not fun anymore. Mike Casillas says the commies defending big corporations. Agree. Yes, I know. And I don't hardly get to see you in chat that much, Raging Rhino. So thanks for hanging out. Hello, how are you doing? Andrew says, I'm playing Star Wars Galaxy's Restoration, and the crowd there is saying it, and it feels like the before the dark time, or like the before the dark times. I think I read that right. I'm like, I think I said that right. I'm sorry. Scram says, you're making me bashful, Alora. You spelled my name wrong. That's okay. I think some of you guys heard me say this before. Like, I have such a crazy way, like Alora, and then how it's spelled. It's like Aloha with the R before the H. Like, I have people ask me, are you Hawaiian? Because of how my name's spelled, it looks like Aloha. But I've had it be Alorna, Alorca, and Alhora. Now, imagine that. Alhora. So I've seen it all with my name. And then if I go to type my name out, like on like my phone or whatever, sometimes it'll change it to Sloth. It'll autocorrect my fucking name to Sloth. I don't know why this phone wants to or sees Alora and thinks, oh, she misspelled Sloth. Let me correct her name to Sloth. That is so freaking weird. I don't know. So weird. Sloth. Alora to Sloth. Crazy. It's all good. At least you didn't get a spell correct for Sloth for that. Thank God. Cinco de Mayo, I'm gonna be lit. Drink with the ancestors. Pour one down for your vato, the one that passed away, your brother, your sister, your Chola friend. My ancestors were already Americans by Cinco de Mayo, thanks to my other ancestors. The Phantom Menace before Revenge of the Sith is my hot take for the day. Yes, it is. But hey, it's all good. I know, like my friend Blake, it's the Phantom Menace is the only one. The rest of them can go to hell. The rest of them could go to hell. Backseater. Not having a budget for the skills to draw is not an excuse to use AI. You know, I think that AI, like I said, there's a use for it. It can help people out with some like planning some ideas to paint, because I sometimes I'll sketch stuff out to decide how I want to do something, like my approach to an idea. Sometimes I'll go and pencil it out on my pad using my apps, and I'll do a digital sketch. And so I could see where AI can help you put things together. I'm like, oh, this is how I need to do things. But be careful, because AI also give a person like 6 fingers, or the thumbs facing in the wrong direction or what have you. It's good as an idea, but in reality, the most, I would say, brilliant thing is getting someone to do an image for you, like even if it's digitally or on paper sketch or what have you, and painting that shit, drawing that shit out. That's to me, that's breathtaking. And if we stop relying on our own abilities and skills and wanting to advance ourselves that way as an artist, because anybody can be an artist. You don't have to be born with it. However, you have to have discipline to build your skill. You have to practice. You have to practice. Learn about perspectives and and the anatomy and all this other stuff. Or if you're going to abstract or cubism, then there's a different that's a different style in its all itself. So, but it's all about practice and discipline, right? But I think that's the most impressive thing someone can do is sit down and paint something out, for example, because I'm a painter, right? And say, here you go, like this my recent Darth Vader image I did, of Darth Vader without the suit yet. So yeah, so I wouldn't say I'm not a fence rider about AI. I more or less use it as an idea to help you with some stuff. People use it for their thumbnails, sure, that's cool. But there's reasons and places for it, right? But don't let it replace a skill. Don't let it replace a skill. All right, let's see here. And then Sith Assassin trailer. Hey, how are you doing? I haven't seen you here in a very, very long time. Thank you for coming and hanging out. This was very spontaneous. I just wanted to come and say hello, shoot the shit with you guys, let you guys know that today is not Star Wars Day. We'll talk, we've been chatting about this whole time. And so thank you. I haven't seen you in a while, so I hope everything is good for you, with you. And Justin's here. Oh my gosh, who is this woman? She's so toxic. Oh, that made my throat itch. Let me take a drink. Hello. Yep, I'm the boogeyman, the toxic woman everybody's afraid of, it seems like. And yeah, I'm back. I took a hiatus off of social media from yesterday up until now. So I'm reconnecting and thought I'd come in and just shoot the shit with you guys. Yeah. Let's see here. OG throwing fucking curveballs. This is not on my schedule. There you go. I like to do that. But like I was saying, like I'm almost at 3,100 now. So it's like within the last 3 days, I've been getting a hike in subscribers and stuff. And so thank you guys so much for subscribing, supporting the channel. George Lucas era of Star Wars. And the true Star Wars Day is May 25th. May 19th is Revenge of the Sith, which we are going to talk about the art of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. So I'm going to switch it up and not necessarily talk about the movie per se, more about the creation of, the ideas of. So I got to put that shit together here pretty soon. So we'll talk about that. And then I'm going to, I'm hoping I will have my Introduction to Art of Star Wars series that's coming out up by then. Relatively just naming a lot of the contributors, and then the one after that will be of Ralph McQuarrie. So stay tuned for that. I need to take that shit off the back burner and just get it done. Just get it done. All right. Hey, Melissa Lord, what's up? Hey, Alora, happy fake Disney Star Wars days. Yeah, you know it, girl. You know it. Alora sure is a toxic hater. Hey, I speak facts, and people, the people who rule their opinions with their emotions, they can't stand facts. It sobers them up, and they don't like that. They don't like that whatsoever. Let's see. Backseater says, according to Anthony, he's happy the Last Jedi ruined our childhood. Yeah, I didn't watch the video. I actually seen a couple of clips from it because I was curious. I'm like, I don't want to waste my fucking time. Just like with Matt Walsh, I don't want to waste my fucking time with him either. He's not someone I would go to get advice about past or present Lucasfilm and Star Wars whatsoever. He's not a pop culture specialist, I guess you can say. He needs to go back into his own fucking lane. So I'm not going to give my time to him. And this Anthony shit ass person, who fucking cares? Because he's like, let the past die, basically. So he doesn't give a shit about Star Wars and the origins of Star Wars and stuff. All he wants to do is just stir up fucking trouble. So don't give him the fucking time. Don't give him the time. Let's see. I was supposed to go to sleep. Then OG went live. Staying alive. Staying alive. I know. I have to do that song. Let's see here. Andrew says, get this. ILM created digital editing. The Edit Droid software was picked up by Avid, which went on to be the basis of the digital editing software like Pro Tools, etc. Thanks for sharing that. Now I'm going to look more into that. I think it's important to look into that as part of, talking about the art of Star Wars, because, you want to show how they creatively got these ideas, brought in people to do the concept art and all this, and seeing how they put everything digitally and how that evolved. Just like, Pixar was George creation too. Mike says it was Lucasfilm employees who started Pixar. Correct. I just got done saying that without clicking that. I didn't even read it either. It's a perfect timing on that. So without Star Wars, Red Hot Chili Peppers would have never recorded Stadium Arcadium the way they did. And I love Red Hot Chili Peppers, like the actual Red Hot Chili Peppers and the band. No, I know. That was cheesy. That was cheesy. All right. Melissa says ILM has been the best SFX company since 1997. They've done a lot of movies in the 80s and 90s. Yep, a lot of praise to them. Let's see here. And Greg hates everything. What's up? And then he sold out. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He comes in with the hard facts. Hello, how are you doing? Nice to see you here as well. We're just shooting the shit here. And let me know. And I asked this earlier, but some of you guys jumped on after I asked this. So what is your favorite, what's your top? So if you want to, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? Or if you want to get your from favorite to least favorite, if you want to give your timeline of that, let me know. Let's see here. Lucas derangement syndrome is real. LDS. That does sound like a drug almost. LDS. Let's see here. Attack of the Clones has Boba Brat and Pun Po. It was born rotten. Boba Brat. And I have a special painting for you. I should make a sticker out of there and send you the sticker. I have the Boba Brat image for you. Yo, ignore my chat. I'm just skimming through. So there's some people I forget to say or read or whatever. So yeah. George loves a Kenobi novel and C-3PO. Oh, here we go. Justin is going in. Here we go. And Sith Assassin Trailer checking in during hockey break. Oh, who's playing? I don't keep track of that. But who's playing? All right. Greg wants the Kenobi novel narrated by Anthony Daniels. Oh no, you guys are picking on my Greg. How dare you? The facts that they choose. And hello, Lucas Gerson. May 4th, a joke made by a community back then and made it the official Star Wars Day is laughable at best. The true Star Wars Day is May 25th. Thunderbolt is greater than Kenobi novel and C-3PO. Now, I was talking about the Origins series I'm doing, my fan art that I'm doing. And it's funny that Greg made me think of this, but like, what if I did a C-3PO Origins? It would be probably Tatooine, right? For his origin planet. I don't know. I was just thinking about that. I think I will stay with actual like flesh and blood characters. But that just popped in my head. Thank you, Greg. Tales of the Underworld is lame ass fuck. Did you watch that? Like I said, I went on hiatus. I like disconnected from Twitter all of that Saturday and then most of today. So I don't know exactly what went down with that to even comment on anything or continuity wise on anything. So I'm like totally I have no clue whatsoever because you know what? It isn't fucking Star Wars anyways, right? And I'm not saying it's fucking Star Wars. It's just not Star Wars. Mike says only for streaming, a Malvin Theory, Guy Who Loves Fake Star Wars, and the weird AI generated Jabba the Hutt fetish channel. What? I don't know. The AI generate Jabba the Hutt fetish channel? What the fuck? What? Who would fucking have a fetish for Jabba the fucking Hutt? I'm like cussing around like today. It's like I'm home alone here and I just got the whole house to myself and I'm over here cussing like a sailor and shit. Well, probably not as bad or not as bad as a Marine. Oh my God. But who would have a fetish channel or fetish over Jabba? They must like, oh, I'm not going to fucking go there. I'm not going to go there. No, I'm not going to go there. Okay. Raging Rhino. I haven't watched it yet. I was going to watch it last night, but I honestly couldn't be fucked. You'd probably want to go out and get a fuck, or find someone or get someone, but not that. I don't know. That didn't fucking sound right either. You probably want to find yourself a friendly I can't even say it. Never mind. Oh my God. I still got that fucking Jabba fetish in my head. Who would have a fucking what? That I don't know. I think they broke me. I think that broke me. I don't fucking know. Sorry about that, Raging Rhino. Didn't make sense. I just can't get my mind off of that fucking Jabba Hutt fetish bullshit. Greg, okay, Mike says Greg wouldn't be a fan of Star Wars since he got the C-3PO head. Stupid Jabba the Hutt fetish. Holy shit. I remember that strated pretty much in that stated pretty much in 2015, right after the sale. You mean stated? I was like stated. A guy who loves fake Star Wars gorged on something, maybe a macaroon. I don't know. Sorry, I'm kind of retarded. I don't know. Hey, it's all good here. It did that to me too. Let's see here. The correct spelling for your name is Elora, as in Elora Denon from Lucasfilm's Willow. All right. Sloth, not even sure how that works. I don't know how that works either. I'm like catching up on all these. Like I should just scroll down, but I'm having fun reading what you guys are saying. Damn, we're breaking 100 here. Hey, what's up, everyone? It just happened to me to trailer. I don't know what happened. Star Wars sloth? What the hell? Phone are dumb sometimes. Oh, mine gives me trouble. Almost sent elote once. Good thing I caught that autocorrect. Elote. I will be using the Trump AI with the lightsaber for my China Sabers update video. I don't give a fuck. And that's what I was saying. It's like that's cool. Use it for your thumbnails and stuff like that. I'm not expecting like anyone to go and like, I'm gonna draw me a thumbnail and and take a screenshot of it and use it, blah blah blah. No, because that's just as good as using any type of studio app for your on your computer or whatever. So there is a use for it. Make America Sabers again. There you go. Okay. So I'm going to start closing out here. Like I said, I thought I'd come in here and shoot the shit with you guys a little bit. That Jabba bullshit just really got to me. Oh my God. What the hell? But anyways, I'm going to go through the chat here. We're not closing out just yet, but just letting you know we're winding down here. So for channel members, and if you haven't become a channel member yet, do it. But channel members, I'm highly considering on having us do listen parties for Young Jedi Knights. And I was looking at them on average, each book is about 4 hours. We can break them up in 2 hours increments. So like every other week. And so basically one book a month. And start with the first book as always. And have the listen parties for that. So I just wanted to give that idea out to you because I would love to do a novel, but some of these novels, like if they're abridged to where they're only like 4 or 5, 6 hours, you're missing a lot out of that, right? But because these are the young readers series, Young Jedi Knights, and we are going through New Jedi Order because the New Jedi Order what do you call it? Renaissance? Yeah, the New Jedi Renaissance. Since we're going through that, might as well have fun and listening to young Jaina, Jason, Tahiri, all of them growing up in the academy as Padawans and stuff like that. And during that time frame under their uncle Luke. So might as well do that. So I will announce probably this Thursday, exactly confirm it, and then when we're going to begin. So if you haven't had a chance to become a channel member, hey, what you waiting for? Come on, let's hang out. Let's have some fun, and keep, nerd out on some of these novels together. And the Dark Force novella trilogy was friggin' fun. Hanging out, listening to, bullshitting, teasing, discussing about the book and stuff, or that book that we're listening to. Pretty fucking amazing. So I would love to continue this with you guys, so that we can keep George Lucas era in front of you and enjoy the real Star Wars. And as contributing to the channel, it's my thank you. And this goes to my mods too. If you want to come in and participate, you come here, you're dedicated, and you mod for me, all of that. So it's my way of giving back on that part as well. So, and so I just wanted to bring that up, so that's in the making too. That's in the planning as well. And take my breath away. Yeah. Yeah. So that will be announced this coming Thursday. Okay, let's see here. Theory gave Tales of the Underworld what the fuck? Okay, so what? I know that it had it's supposed to have Asajj Ventress, so it has the bastardization of her, continued bastardization of her. He gave it a 10 out of 10. This is a Filoni production, right? So he's riding that cock. He's waiting for his refreshment in the desert, right? Holy crap. I'm going to have to check that out. If you haven't become a channel member, do not hesitate. Show no mercy. And yes, I have all those wonderful emojis and I want to continue to bring more. I still need to do a Greg inspired one and put a Tuscan Raider on there. Let's see here. Big old grin. Evicted Speed. Speed is terrified of me. What? I don't know. Can't wait for the art series. I know. I'm so freaking excited. I just need to get her done. Hey, keepers. Woo! Let's see here. OG Star Wars. Get an exclusive prologue to the Star Wars fan animation Shadows of the Empire was released. It's 2 minutes and 15 seconds. All right. Okay. Shadows of the Empire. All right. Well, he gave a 9 out of 10 scran. Oh, so 0.75 was what the portion that he didn't like. Okay. And Ancient One is here. Thank you so much. If I want an opinion, I wait for OG to give one to me. Oh my God, you're so fucking funny. We're not an echo chamber here. Feel free to disagree with me because I will disagree with you guys sometimes too. And that always happens. Ask Matt Wash is like asking him to change your spare tire. He's useless. Double A's got some points there. Hail OG. Yeah, how are you doing? Let's see here. Just an example. Could say the same for Tyler. Or you could say the same for Taylor Swift. Everyone it's nuts. I don't know what that's about, but I guess. Star Wars theory will not change. He's a Disney shill and wants to Dave Filoni's animation to continue. Like I said, I've been disconnected, so I don't know what's going on within the last almost 48 hours. I have no clue, but thank you guys for filling me in. Let's see here. Greg would like the TCW episode where C-3PO gets tortured by Cad Bane. Oh, I need to get a clip of that. just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it. Damn it, I need to get comfortable here. I said we're closing out. It's already been like 15 minutes since I said that. That's okay. All I meant because you said that they are piling up I chat a lot, so just skim past them. Hey, it's all good. Well, TDS is real, so why not LDS, right? LDS, that's a thing. It's a thing. All right, Dan Blackroyd is here. What's up? Greg understands the truth. I'm not capable of liking a TCW episode. No cartoons for Greg. No cartoons for Greg. And then let's see here. So I'm going to start closing things down here. I'm scrolling all the way down. I know there's a lot been said already. Let me see here. Couture fan film. Thank you so much for sharing that as well. And smash the like button here. So recap. So Star Wars Day. This is not Star Wars Day. This is the bullshit corporate overrun thing just to pull in more money for their Star Wars brand now. It's Disney Star Wars. It's not Star Wars, right? And many of these asshats are falling for it. Many of these asshats are. Hey, but to each their own, right? To each their own. But it's not Star Wars Day. The actual day, you could say, is the 25th. And I have no idea what's going on with this newest show that came out, so I probably will look into it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I want to keep my sanity a little longer before I get into it and dissect that shit. Yeah. And then so with Calf Chat, if this Tuesday is the last Andor dump, and that's what it is, it's a dump. we will discuss Operation Skyhook. But if it's not, and it's next Tuesday, then we'll resume back with New Jedi Order lore talk. And then the following Thursday will be Operation Skyhook. So stay tuned for that. Let me see. I don't think anybody told me if it's the last dump of Andor. Hey, Abu Nas, you're getting here, and we're getting ready to close down. We're ready to unwind here and stuff. So, but thank you for dropping in. And let's see what else. Oh, and becoming a channel member, looking at Young Jedi Knights. That right there, it's 14 books. So that's going to take a while to get through. That is going to take a while to get through, but it's going to be fun because there's so much going on. It's not as I wouldn't say dense. You can say New Jedi Order is dense in a positive way with the lore and events going on and all that, but it's not as it's not as dense and story wise as New Jedi Order. So that's why the books like on Audible or audio books are like 4 hours. So we'll get into that. I'll announce more this coming Thursday. And what else? Thinking about a new origin series character to do. So Darth Talon or Kip Duran. I mean, there's so many to go off of. There's so many to go off of. So, and then I'm going to do a fun study on Sith eyes. Since I did Anakin as Vader before the suit, so you could see his yellow Sith eyes. I'm thinking of just doing just the silhouette or the image of the Sith eyes. I'm just trying to figure out which Sith I want to go with. That would be fun. Let's see here. What's going on? Talon. Oh, yeah. Got you guys' attention with that, right? Talon in her eyes, staring into some female Sith eyes. Very seductive, right? Very, very seductive. You know, you can get into that manipulation, the seduction, all of that. Derek says Star Wars Gran. Oh, that's for Star Wars Gran. Let's see here. And I'm not insane. I prefer the term mentally hilarious. Very interesting. You are mentally hilarious. Okay. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. All right, let's see here. All right. So just wanted to shoot the shit with you, Revan or Cathar. Oh, those are two other ones. Or for the Sith eyes. Are you talking about the origins or maybe both? I don't know. I like to hear Darth Maul's eyes. I would like to hear, just get ideas from you. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it, but just gives me more idea. Like, this gives me an idea, like what you guys want to see, no pun intended, and go from there. Because it's something that you guys are interested. That means that maybe you'll want to have a copy of it, And then last thing here, we have 105 people here. What's up? If I do a type of like Patreon thing to where I can, for channel members, where I can send a channel member once a month perk, like a little postcard with my Star Wars fan art, that'd be something that you guys would look forward to getting. And, when doing some of the characters that are well liked amongst you guys makes it more exciting for that type of thing. So let's see here. And Star Wars Marvel Pierce says, tomorrow I'm shooting for 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be finishing Asajj Ventress EU story arc. Yes, be there, especially after this Underworld bullshit came out. Beginning our deep dive into the Old Republic, which I know Soul Assassin's looking forward to, ripping on Tales of the Disney and reading Silver Surfer Volume 3, number 6. There you go. So there's the agenda for tomorrow. Go check it out. Get your palate cleansed from this Disney Star Wars bullshit and get into George Lucas and other, the other real stuff in Marvel, all of that, and hang out, have some fun, all of that. I need an OG mug. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You guys all need a shirt or something like that. That's all I gotta say. I need to get me a massage painting. There you go. My mistress of rat attack. That's a freaking badass one right there. It is. That's a badass one. Just imagine though when I do the Darth Talon one for the origins. And I'm like, should it be her whole entire body or should it just be like from the waist up? I don't know. There's so many possibilities with that. It's just, but to me, the fun part of it is painting the tattoos and stuff, like getting into all the detail. Like for Asajj and for Asajj and Voss and Boba Fett. It's basically they're like waist up a sense, or with her, it's like mid torso up. So if I did a Darth Talon, I'm like, should I switch it up? Should it be a bigger painting where it's her full body or at least from thighs up or something like that? Who knows? Who knows? I'm just throwing possibilities out. I'm just throwing possibilities out. We got the Talon going on, Darth Talon eyes, and you'll get so many people wanting a picture, I bet. Let's see here. Because you guys all got a thing. Just imagine though, Jan. I mean, she's like one of she's like the creator, the person behind Talon and how she wanted her to look, and so I think it's very interesting, like how people get so offended over her character and what she's wearing when they have no idea about the Twi'lek history in beginning and why they dress like they do. So not only was Jan Durasima, and I probably said her name wrong, I'm sorry. No matter like what angle she went through, it still applies to the history of the Twi'lek, really. And then her ideas for that. And then it goes into how the female Sith like her, especially being a Twi'lek, is seductive, is irresistible, I guess you can say. So there's that bit of that. And that's supposed to be part of her character, and I'm not saying like if her idea is going to be used in that storyline with Maul that they're bringing out, right? And she's going to be a younger, bastardized version of Darth Talon, and this will be her origins, which doesn't fucking make sense whatsoever. I'm not saying that she should dress a certain way anyways, but I'm just saying in general, the character in general that was brought to us through Legacy, through the storyline of Legacy, that's how she's supposed to be. And there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever happened to the movement of the women saying we should be able to wear what we want to wear without anybody thinking it's suggestive or this or way or that way. There was that movement of like being proud to dress into whatever you want to dress into, whether it be a short skirt and a tube top or pants and a tank top or what have you. Now it's like, oh, well, they got the character this way because they just want men to beat off to her, kind of talk. That's fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Okay, so I want my rant with that. As an artist, it was well done. Twi'leks dress hot because they know it helps with manipulation, especially Talon. How are they gonna bring Darth Talon without Darth Krayt? Nah, I don't know. That's her true master in reality. In reality, Talon, look at that. There you go. There you go. And then look at, you're serving up the mugs. Cheer to you, my Vato. You can go and get some mugs of some of my merch there. Let's see here. I'm like going up now instead of like scrolling down and reading. Let's see. Take them to Zeltros and Nar Shaddaa. There you go. Let's cue your video. If I could, I would. God bless whoever invented Daisy Dukes. Am I right, guys? Come on, baby. Kick them daisies. There we go. All right. Okay, so you guys, coming up on a new week. Let's see where the adventure takes us, whether we go into Operation Skyhook or to further down the new Jedi Order lore and have fun with it. And right, Jack of all casuals, people confuse sluttiness with femininity nowadays. And Abu Na says, have a good evening, everyone. And thank you so much for just jumping in. I have like 101 people, 101. We went up to 106. So that's a friggin' amazing. You guys are kicking ass here. Let's kick ass with the George Lucas era and take some names, and I'll leave it at that. Front and center for all to see. So yes, so this coming Thursday, either or, I'll have that. I'll announce it to you guys on Twitter. Either or, we're gonna have fun talking about the true lore, true authentic lore, not this bastardized shit that keeps coming out, and have fun with it. And then I will confirm if we're gonna go through the Young Jedi Knight series. If you haven't became a channel member, do it. Do it. What are you waiting for? Yeah. So this was impromptu, just a hangout. Almost an hour and a half in. Thank you guys so much for coming in and taking time to hang out with me. Party out for Cinco de Mayo on behalf of this Mexican. Yeah, look, another vato in the house. Yeah, that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. Let me see here. Well, I will settle for Darth Talon. There you go. This guy has some taste. He has some taste. So I'm going to play this, and then I'll say my adioses with you guys. And yeah, so it's a good Sunday. It's a good, if you could say it's a Sunday afternoon, huh? Sunday afternoon. All right, so let's go ahead. Since we're talking about Twi'leks, let's look at this.
Jedi is something that came a little later. When we started building Jedis, we had a lot of Jedis, and we needed more and more Jedis. As we were doing them toward the end, we ended up with a lot of Jedis that looked like people that worked at ILM, with these short little haircuts and looked like they stepped out from behind a computer. And so I was saying we have to get more exotic Jedis, and so we only have so much resources to do these things with. But I do have Twi'leks because we use them quite a bit in other areas in the Senate and as background action. So I have a sort of a wardrobe and a setup of certain kinds of characters. So it was a way of reinventing some of those characters. And I had realized that we had a comic book that has a Twi'lek in it that is a Jedi. There's a whole series actually of her. And I said, well, why don't we put her in this? I mean, she's a comic character, but we'll just fit her in and have her be a background character because that's exotic. That's how the Twi'lek Jedi ended up in the backgrounds of these shots, was to try to use some of the work and effort that the guys in the comic book world had put into things and characters they had created.
Right on. So there you go. From George Lucas. Keep in continuity with the comics, with the EU. There's your Twi'lek right there. Friggin' amazing stuff right there. Amazing. So thank you guys again for tuning in and hanging out. I just wanted to read this before we start ending. By the way, Edge of Victory is so freaking good. Love the duology, especially the second book, Supreme Overlord Shimra, baby. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Some good stuff. And there's a reason why New Jedi Order, like every single book, hit the New York Times bestsellers list, because it's something that the writing, even the slowest books like that, because there's always going to be a book in a series that you're not going to care for as much. But even with that, it still kept things going and still was interesting. Maybe not have been your favorite one, but still, it's still contribute to it, what have you. And not all of us are going to agree with some books that I may like versus maybe with Justin, for example. And that's okay. So with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I just wanted to, like I said, shoot the shit with you guys, hang out, talk Star Wars, all of that. I'll probably investigate this newest Disney Star Wars episode or movie show or whatever it is, that Underworld, whatever it is. Maybe I won't, but I'm willing to take if any of you guys watched it and want to tell me some things that had happened continuity wise and stuff like that, that's off or whatever. Shoot me a DM. Then I'll look further into it. But like I said, I took a break. I'm back and thought I'd come and chat with you guys. So thank you guys again. And I shall talk with you guys either on Twitter or we will meet again on Calf Chat. So you guys have a good evening, and I shall see you soon.
Another happy landing.